Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, one person is dead after a crash in northeastern Kentucky. And the search continues for a gunman responsible for the death of 2 students at an Ivy League school.
And we had a chilly start to your Monday. The good news is we are getting out of the Arctic tundra. Details coming up.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. You certainly had to bundle up if you headed outside today. The cold weather will keep some students out of classes again tomorrow, but temperatures are also going to start warming back up. Meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast.
That's right, Steve. We had a chilly start to your Monday. Look at this. We had 8 in Pikeville, 6 in Boonville, 7 in London, 5 in Jonesville, 3 was the morning start in Whitesburg. You get a 0 in there, then we add the 9 in Middlesboro, we can call Jenny. Temperatures were that low. Temperatures right now, see what I did there, Steve? Temperatures right now in the 30s. We're in the mid-30s in Manchester, 35 in Williamsburg, 32 in Hazard, 29 in Prestonsburg. Whitesburg just updated to 30, 25 is the current temperature in Grundy. All is quiet on live pinpoint Doppler radar, and this is going to get a break for a little bit. So we get into midweek, that shower chances and maybe rumble of thunder or two certainly not out of the question. You can see here along the Commonwealth, high pressure is in control. If you have plans over the next few hours, make sure you have that WYMT First Alert weather app where we stay mainly clear as we go throughout the next few hours. Temperatures will hover right around freezing. In the First Alert forecast, we are talking temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, and I'll tell you when that's going to be coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
There's hardly an 80s music reference I don't get, Eric. Thank you very much. One person was killed in a crash in Greenup County. It happened Friday around 11 near a Wendy's on US 23 at Seaton Road. Kentucky State Troopers say a tractor trailer and 2 other vehicles were involved, killing one person. That person's name has not been released. There were no other serious injuries. In Adair County, it took 18 firefighters and nearly 3.5 hours to put out the flames at a home last week. According to the Columbia Adair County Fire Department, the home was deemed a loss. There were no injuries reported. We are hearing from many eyewitnesses for the first time since last month's UPS crash in Louisville, with 911 calls being released. 14 people were killed and many more injured after a UPS cargo plane's engine detached mid-takeoff and crashed. MetroSafe received more than 100 calls within minutes of the crash. The calls are concentrated around people directly surrounding the crash site. Many witnesses saw the immediate aftermath of the heavy black smoke, but some saw that horrific moment the plane veered off into an industrial complex just beyond the path of the runway and exploded. Now, warning, what you're about to hear may be disturbing to some viewers.
Oh my God, an airplane, UPS airplane just crashed. I'm freaking out. Oh my God, we were on the road. No, it almost is. There's so many people are probably hurt. It's on Great Lane. It looks like it hit the oil refinery. UPS plane was going to take off and it did not go. It went straight and down and caught on fire. So many people, you need to send everybody.
Our people are at work. I am standing here looking at the black smoke where it just landed on one of our buildings.
It landed on the building?
Yeah, in the Great Lane, in Great A Auto Parts.
3 of the 14 people killed were employees of Grade A Auto Parts. One Tennessee representative is pushing to expand the death penalty. This would be for anyone convicted of child rape in that state. Representative Greg Martin is the sponsor of House Bill 1454, which builds on a law passed last year. The legislation opened the door for juries to consider death in child rape cases. It's expected to be discussed in the second session of the state's General Assembly in January. One man was found guilty of murdering his wife. Brian Walsh was convicted of first-degree murder in the death of his wife, Anna Walsh. Anna disappeared nearly 3 years ago. The incident happened at a home in Massachusetts back on New Year's Day of 2023. Walsh was arrested 1 week later after investigators found a broken knife and blood in the basement of their home. Walsh is set to be sentenced Wednesday and faces a life sentence without the possibility of parole. The search continues for the gunman who killed 2 students at Brown University in Rhode Island on Saturday. A person of interest was taken into custody but then released hours later, renewing the urgency of this investigation. The university went into lockdown for hours after the shooting occurred. One student who was in the building when it all went down credits her high school safety drills for knowing what to do.
So I'm extremely grateful to the teachers who, made us listen during these drills. It really could have saved my life.
University officials canceled all remaining classes and exams for the semester. A law enforcement official told the Associated Press the shooter fired more than 40 rounds from a 9mm handgun. Amid all the news coming out of Washington, President Trump says the construction of a victory arch is his top domestic priority. WYMT Washington correspondent Molly Martinez has more.
Sometime between now and July 4th, a brand new arch is set to be constructed over here at Memorial Circle. The Arc de Triomphe is a play on words of the Arc de Triomphe, which is the iconic arch in the neoclassical style constructed in Paris to honor those killed during the Napoleonic Wars. Ed O'Keefe over at CBS, who coined the term Arc de Triomphe, asked the president for whom this arch would be constructed. The president replied, me. The president says Washington, D.C. needs an arch, and this one falls under the umbrella of the America 250 celebrations. Now, the big question is he allowed to do this? The answer is maybe. Usually with major federal construction projects like this one, you need congressional approval. But as we've seen from the Trump ballroom, the president likes to break ground first and ask questions later. Another big question here is who's footing the bill? The president has not yet released how he plans on paying for this arch. At the Lincoln Memorial, which is also under construction, I'm Molly Martinez.
All right, coming up on Mountain News at 5:30. We'll have that.
And in the world of weather, I'm taking a look at the visible satellite right now, and there's something really cool on there that I want to share with you. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.